Welcome back. All right, so here I'm kind of parked for the night. Found another little spot in this park that I feel pretty safe in. It's not bad. I think it's a dog park or something. And a lot of people are, usually here till pretty late in the night, so I don't think it's like a problem to be here. I don't know. Nobody said anything yet, so far so good. Um, so as yesterday, like I said, now that we have all of our windows kind of blocked off. Feels much more private in here. Now I've been watching a lot of the channels with a lot of you guys out there, and some people have made some really awesome builds. Unfortunately, I'm not in that position. This is something I've been kind of thrown in very rapidly, but I'm just trying to make the best of. Honestly, I didn't set out to do this. I'm kind of doing this all by the fly. I'm actually learning from a lot of you guys out there. I'm watching, seeing what you're doing, picking ideas out of there. Um, I got a foam mattress pad today. It's like a little twin foam mattress pad. It doesn't fit in here all that well, but it's temporary. I'm probably going to do a sort of a low level platform kind of setup in this Mercedes here. I got a lot of ceiling height, so I don't want to go up too high like some of them I see. I know there's a lot of storage under there, but yeah, it's too much. I don't like it. So I'm going to keep mine maybe just a few inches nice and flat. Have some nice areas under there. I'd like to kind of be able to keep this back open at times, and even like some of the um, awnings I see, and pull out and cook right there on the outside. um, so far my finances are adequate, but far from what's necessary, and I really want to make this more about it is going to be kind of a car camping van life kind of type thing, but I want it to be more about like finding yourself, overcoming things that you're overcoming yourself and the things that you go through. um I so if you stumble into my videos and you've watched all of them, which I doubt, I'm brand new, but just say that you have, then it may get redundant when I repeat some things. But as my channel may hit somebody new, I may, so I may repeat some things, so just bear with me here. But I'll keep it short. You know, to keep it short, to keep it on point. Basically, very recently, I had quite a bit of money in the bank. We all got, stimuluses, our taxes back. I had been saving a lot of money. I had been on unemployment because of the pandemic, kind of shutting down some of the job sites, and you know, I've kind of taken advantage of that to really explore inward, and really been trying to think, what do I want to do with my life? What's the next thing? What's the mission? I want to pour something out. I want to help people. I want to create. I don't want to just be a plumber or an air conditioning guy forever. Which I really was starting to hit a lot of depression during this time off. I wasn't getting a lot done. I was feeling more lost than ever, to be honest. I had acquired some good ideas, but I just didn't see where I can make them work. I was kind of lazy. You know, Depression was really, really on my back pretty hard. Still is, I guess. It's just been one of those years where, I know that none of us, it's always that advice is, uh, change the things you could change, accept the things you can, be wise enough to know the difference. I get all that, but in today's, climate of, social media and politics and in the world, and it's just been such a crazy year, and there's been so much, conflicting information, misinformation, and when you hold a viewpoint like from the one that I do, um, you feel completely alone. Like I have been, kind of been into the conspiracy theories for quite some time, mostly for harmless kind of fun, stuff with the moon landing, and looked into flat Earth for a while because why not, because I have the ability to look into something and give it a chance, and look at it as entertainment versus being triggered by it, or like, some people, when you start talking about the flat Earth, like, you are just a complete idiot if you even think for a second that it could even remotely be possible. But I'm telling you, as someone who went into it with just an open mind. You know, I saw it kind of popping up in my newsfeed a few years back, all the time, and I was like, what? Who thinks this? What is this all about? This is too crazy. So I was like, all right, fine. And I, tell me why the Earth is flat. So I turned it on. I think it was an Eric Dubay video, one of his. His are good. I like him. He's a fantastic author. His book Asbestos Head is literary masterpiece. Seriously, check it out if you're into that kind of sort of thing. But he's a smart guy, and he really challenges a lot of our conceptions about life. And I was struck by him. I wasn't sold necessarily that the Earth was flat, but I was definitely curious that there was actually legitimate thinkers out there giving a legitimate argument. So that was fun. Something so fundamental, something so universally accepted, to challenge something so boldly settled, I guess, seemed kind of wild and entertaining to me, yet fascinating to me how there were actually some things that didn't make sense for the globe model. When you start, this is going to be a flat Earth channel, and I'm losing some of you right now. I know how it is. But when you look at the spherical geometry of the globe and the size that's projected in the model, 8 inches per mile squared, like there's certain things over a distance of a horizon that we should not be able to see anymore, and when we do, and of course there's arguments there, but there's just it's fun, and you get some of these newer technologies with cameras and telescopes and able to take pictures and videos from much greater distances. It's been really kind of like, wow, could this actually be true? And regardless if it is or not, it was still fun to go to explore. It was fun to challenge myself and ask myself, could I be wrong? And I like people who can do that, and I am able to do that on almost anything. I say, okay, tell me the other side, let's hear it. I like it. I like a good debate. I like a good conspiracy theory. So, not to get off track, but my point is that I've been into this sort of thing, and there's been some conspiracies, around for quite some time about certain people that are big characters in today's environment, Bill Gates, etc. So, I am concerned that COVID-19 is not what it's been told to us. I am concerned that it's doing massive damage to our psyche, making each other scared of each other and hiding our faces and our emotions and our with our masks, and just the lunacy of some of the regulations, that I mean, I understand why you'd want to protect. If there was a pathogen that was, wildly contagious and dangerous, then you would want to definitely take these precautions, undoubtedly. But if you're going to take the precautions, then take them logically and completely, not haphazardly, and because it has good optics. Do it because it's effective, not because it has good optics. And that's all I've seen during this entire pandemic. Like, I'm going to touch something, touch my face, touch this, whatever, we're going to interact, whatever, but then keep a piece of glass in between us, or be scared of each other because the piece of mask that I've touched with my hands, could have been infected, dropped on the ground, breathing in and out of constantly. It's just a bacteria and virus net, catcher at that point. It's fundamentally does not make sense. You would want to take off and put one on. You'd want to put them on properly. You'd want to have gloves. Otherwise it would be useless. And that's what these things are, is useless. The whole reason that we had the mask in the first place was to cover our mouth so that we don't have particulates coming out of our mouth, with spit or whatever. So if you have it draped under your nose, I mean, how much particulate matter, is coming out of your nose? I would think very, very little, if none at all. Unless you got some serious problems. So, when you're already working, or it's hot, or it's harder for you as a person to breathe than others because you have asthma, whatever the case may be, then you got to drip below your nose to be able to breathe more efficiently, just to keep up. I definitely don't need some clown telling me to pull it up over my nose with a personal attitude about it. He's taking it personally, not not like me as a person. Does he have any concern that I actually am struggling here and this is a very uncomfortable thing for me to be doing? No, he doesn't. He worries about how he feels about a situation that he's not even completely sure about. So this year has been really, really, really hard. just from the little things that used to be my sanctuary, like going to the gym, is now, a battle over masks. Going to the stores, it's everywhere. If I just want to like lay around and shut myself away from the world at my house, I scroll through social media and it's arguments and fighting and this and that and the third, and ignorance, just widespread ignorance and dogma. It's been really tough, and these things do affect me, I unfortunately it's been a tough year. Well, again, I got off track a little bit, but I'd been saving some money, and I had this plan. I was gonna sell the car that I had. I was gonna fix up this older one that I had, and make a lot of profit off of it. And I was just beginning to invest in some new things with money. I was going to take care of some things with my credit, really branch out and just really keep growing this money, and in the matter of one fucking night, I lost basically everything. The course of action had changed so drastically that there was no going back, and there's no ability to fix it. And it has just crippled me. It's devastating to me. Like I literally, really, really just had even considered suicide almost. It was just too much. Not again, And to just quickly update about what that is I have been dating this girl named Carolyn, woman, whatever, or adult, for like almost 2 years, and I would say in the beginning of our relationship I was kind of withdrawn, not sure, a little bit of afraid of a commitment. I had moved out to Colorado to kind of rediscover myself and wasn't sure if I wanted to settle down with the first person I met, so we spent some time apart, and we just kept like moths to the flame. We were drawn to each other, and she was my best friend. I loved her, and I still love her, I always will. And I don't know, this passion, this real like strong passion really started to cook up between us. And I can like say I remember when it happened. We went on this trip together, and I fell head over heels in love with her completely, for sure. I knew it right then and there. I knew it. And I was just settled. Like, okay, boom, that is a settled, done deal. Me and her, she's the one. Because we could communicate. We were mature. We loved each other. We understood each other. We, like, I don't know. There was so much there. So much there. And I think that with, some of this, unemployment and pandemic shit, and we had been stuck at the house kind of together on top of each other, nonstop, 24/7, had maybe become a little bit unhealthy even and annoying at times. So some of our differences started to kind of, arise, and agitation was to build. And anyway, we started to, I don't know, things started to kind of like go the wrong way for a little bit, I never, for my wildest dream, actually thought they would go all the way the wrong way. I just knew they were kind of like in a jam for a little bit. I never in my wildest dreams thought it was over, or that it could possibly be over, especially for the reasons that were happening. They were small. It's not like we hurt or hated each other or made her, I don't know. I know a lot of it for me was just I was just depressed. I've been depressed. I've kind of been just uncomfortable in my own skin, for quite some time, and I just don't know what to do, to fix it. And just as I started to like make some appointments and try to, feel like there was a change coming, like, okay, I'm kind of snapping out of this. I got some things coming along, I really was starting. I was like right fucking there on the edge, and I don't even remember why it happened now, but we got into some argument, and she threatened me for the jillionth time that she wanted me to move out, and I was like, fine, I will. Again, I didn't really think it was going to happen, but I was going to like call her bluff, I guess, if you will. And I packed all my things up, and I mean, all my clothes and all, and I've been building new clothes for a while and trying to feel better about the way I dressed and self-care, and had the new things I'd bought and splurged on myself. Got some, new ear pods that were, really fantastic and expensive, which I would never buy something like that. And just all these like new things. And I had all my tools from work and like all of them, all my power drills, everything, all my hand tools, everything that was important to me was in my car. And somebody stole it. They saw my keys and I wasn't paying attention, and they grabbed my keys and they stole my vehicle. And literally there it was, overnight I lost everything. And it goes a step further, because I went home and I told Carolyn what happened, and the police they were completely uninterested. They're like, oh yeah, well, we'll let you know. Like they zero interest at all. And I knew that if I relied on them, I was fucked. So I know of this guy. I don't know him personally too well or anything, but I know of him. I know his name. I know some things about him. Some people I know kind of know him, and they know some areas that he might be known to be, or whatever. So as I was driving around, with a friend of mine, because I have no car now, to go look in some of these areas, I felt it. I was like, I'm gonna find him tonight. If I keep going, I will find this fucker, because I was gonna scour the earth, And I went home and I was like, please, let's go. Like, I'll pay you. Like, can I please use your car? Like, I've used your car a million times. I'm not an irresponsible person. It's to save everything I own. Even if we are breaking up and you don't want to be with me anymore, are you really gonna let me go out of here with losing everything that I have? My car, my everything sentimental, everything important, all my clothes, all my tools. Are you really gonna let me just fall that hard on my face? I mean, it's inconceivable to me. I wouldn't do that to somebody I hated, let alone somebody I loved, or no matter how mad I might have been. And I don't see how she could be that mad about anything. Maybe disappointed, maybe annoyed, but not hatefully mad. Anyway, yeah, she basically told me to get fucked. That that it was not her problem and she didn't care. It short-circuited my brain. Like, that's impossible. You can't feel that way. You can't. I mean, that's impossible, because we love each other, and you can't. It's inconceivable that you treat somebody you love like that. It doesn't happen. It doesn't make sense in my mind. And I know this is way off topic from the car stuff, but it doesn't matter. It's just, this is my story, and that's what we're doing. Okay. So here I basically, now this is a little kind of wild and crazy, but I mean, seriously, I don't even know if I regret it 100%. I mean, I regret what happened next, but I don't know. I think I was kind of almost in the right. Like, so I took her keys and I said, I'm going. This is insane, and I'm not gonna just allow everything I own to just disappear without even giving it a fighting chance. I'm not doing it. I'm leaving, and whatever. So yeah, I took her car, and and just, I get it. The thing is we didn't hate each other. I'm not a dangerous person. She knows who I am, Just let me go and satisfy my desire to look, please. Nothing's gonna happen, and I might get lucky and find it and not be totally screwed. But instead, she calls the police on me, and they come to the house, like a whole squad of them, and they tell me that I need to turn the car around and come back. And I'm like, all right, well, here I'm going to jail. I know how it is. I know these things work. I'm going to jail, so fuck it. Well, I went back there, and what happened is that she went to jail, and she wasn't expecting that. And I'll tell you, that's why I don't fucking call police, because it's unpredictable, and you don't know what's going to happen, and then it throws a monkey wrench into your life in ways that are unnecessary. I don't care, especially when I'm dealing with somebody I love, and I know who they are and how they are. I'm not going to call the police on them. I'm just not going to do it. Unless we're talking something radical.